Have you ever sent a serious text message and after sending it wondered if the meaning was interpreted properly by the person receiving it? I know I have, and it can be pretty frustrating. What about waiting around for a response and not knowing if the person that you texted is ignoring you or hasn't even read the message? These days, a lot of people prefer texting, but in reality, it's not the most ideal form of communication. There are actually three different models of communication: transmission, interaction, and transactional. Texting is actually part of the transmission model of communication, and the text defines the transmission model as a linear, one-way process in which a sender intentionally transmits a message to a receiver. This is the oldest model and also doesn't allow for any feedback from the receiver. When you're sending a text message to someone, it's not possible to know if the tone of the message was conveyed properly, since you can't see the receiver's reaction, or if the message was even received at all. Unless, of course, the receiver has an iPhone with their read receipts turned on, but even then, they could have accidentally clicked on the message without even reading it. They would have to reply for you to know if it was received, and then we would be discussing an entirely different model. Many things can influence the way a text message is perceived. Interferences, also referred to as noise, can change the meaning of the message being sent. A few examples of this would be using talk to text with background noise can add extra words. So imagine trying to use that feature at a crowded party. There's no telling what would be added to your message. And autocorrect can change words completely. I'm sure a lot of us have experienced autocorrect fails, some funny, some maybe not. So I actually made a model of a model of this communication. So you would have the sender here, and he is texting, so he's encoding the message, and he's sending it through the channel. And the channel would be your wireless provider. So I just put AT&T, and the message says, "Hey, what's up?" And so over here is the receiver, and she would be decoding the message if she sent it, but of course we don't know if she actually did receive it, since this is a transmission model and there's no opportunity for her to respond back. So then we also have noise here. So this noise says autocorrect, which is if you typed a word and your phone corrected it to a completely different word, so that could change the meaning. And then also down here would be people talking when you're using talk to text. So both of these interferences could completely change the meaning of your message. As you can see, this model of communication is not the most effective. Not knowing if the receiver understood your message or even read it at all can cause issues, especially in an important conversation. As we continue to advance as a society, it gets easier to eliminate the need for face-to-face communication, but it could avoid a lot of the issues that we face with text messaging.